Hello, we're going to continue with our series of 2021 Alias What's New videos. The final bit is the data management side. So this is the sixth part of the 6 videos. And we're just going to run through the updates in this release and what we've added. So if you've been following what's been happening in the last couple of releases, there's been quite a lot of things happening with the reference manager. There's been things added, allowing us to do a lot more in the reference manager, and this release really brings a lot of those things together. So now we can have a true assembly workflow in the reference manager, meaning that we can bring in multiple files, load them in, and then have them nested within inside each other. And that means that we can just work more seamlessly. So when we've got multiple people working on a project, those people can work away on their files, bring them together in the master assembly. That master assembly can be opened and we can view all those updates. Choose when we're going to pull those updates through to look at and so on. And also, as you'll see in a minute, we can navigate into those. As addition to that, we've also got layer folders now supported. So in the reference manager, we can see the layer folders. You can see here as an example. And then we also have some symmetry options as we'll work through. So we've got 3 different symmetry options, slightly different to others, but that gives us that additional ability. And then we've also got the Alias icon appearing for where we've got an Alias wire file imported. So let's have a look at this in the software. You see here we've just got a file loaded that I'm just going to walk through the different things. So here you can see the Alias wire files. If I open up this, you can see the layer folders with the layers inside, and we can turn those on and off. In here we also see that we've got, if I look at the body actually, let's use this one as an example. We've got the front bumper. Well, we've got symmetry on that. If I click here, that changes to one side. Click again, changes to the opposite side. Click again, and we go back to symmetry. So you can see there that there's a few more options and additions in there. We also have added a few things in so that when we go into the shade settings, we can also do a ground plane shadows and reflections. Something we couldn't do with reference data before, but we can now do within here. So we can now add that realism and detail to the quality of what we're looking at. So when we look at this file, you can see that it's a number of different files. Now, if we take the top file here, you can see that I've got a number of wire files within the folder. So if I just go file open for a second, you can see that this actual is the file that I've got open, Aurora Mark II. And it's very small in size because all that's in it is reference files. Those reference files are being translated and opened in Alias. Let's just cancel that. And you can see here that I've got all of those files in here, and as I go through, you can see that I can highlight the different elements within there. Not only that, if I pick on this and right click and hold right click, I can open that source file. So that means I'm starting to navigate down into the nest of the different files. In here you can see that I've opened that file, and now I can have a look around. Let's shade this up as well, and I can have a look around it, check things out. And I actually know that you see here the light lens, the LED lens, is sticking out of the main glass. It's too far forward. Okay, so this is something that I want to update. So what I can do is I can say move in the X direction. I'm just going to eyeball it for what I'm doing. I'm not too worried in this example, but obviously I can type in a value, create a snap point, be very specific about the movement. I might just need to slide it over a bit actually. So now that is where I want it to be positioned, and I can say file save. Now that's saving over this file structure here. So in this file structure we've got a number of wire files that have been imported with different data to make this assembly. Now I've updated that, so I can go to the stage editor, I can change the working level, go back to the original file, and you can see that that hasn't moved because at the moment it doesn't know that that's changed. And if we give it a short while or short time, we'll see that this will update in a second and give us an icon. So you see up here we now get the R because we can get to the reference manager from here, and we also have got this highlighted against this assembly saying this assembly is needs updating. Okay, so let's just move to that position and then click on here, and what it will do is pull that file back through, and then it will update the position of this because we saved it in the file of the stage that we were working in. So I can drill down into different things, I can check things out, I can bring the master assembly together, and I can do a lot of work really to get my data ready to share and send out to engineering or where it may be, whatever it may be. So that's the reference manager updates. So, you know, all these things, layer folders, layer folder symmetry, references appearing with the alias icon, you know, the ground plane reflections, ground plane shadow and reflections are now visible with reference managers, reference files. So there's nice additions there, as well as obviously the assembly workflow. So moving on. We took away the convert to geometric sets for the Catia import. We now have added that back. There is a white paper actually that follows through on all of this information because there's specific workflows that this covers. So there was logical reasons why that was done for certain customers. They didn't want the geometric sets to be converted to layers because in actual truth, that's not really what a geometric set is. A geometric set is a group node in Catia. So we really want to convert it to a group node. But there is a white paper and some more documentation information on that if people are interested. T-spline support. We now also support export subdivision bodies as T-spline TSS files, so not just OBJ but also TSS. And this is really to complete workflows with other Autodesk products and other products out there like Dynamo, Fusion and SpeedForm. And it wasn't really a big effort to do it, even though, you know, some people may question why we did this. Is, you know, we're not we're using sub D in Alias now. Well, this is really there to complete that workflow and make sure we can go in and out of other products and not cut people off so that we don't limit them. So that really summarizes the whole of the 2021 update. And, you know, we've done a lot of work in 2021. You can see some of the big milestones are the history visualizer. Again, it's a step in many that we've been taking to get the history visualizer available, allowing you to swap and replace geometry entities and rebuild things without having to start from scratch. Reference manager, you know, we've just gone through the reference manager, the ability to deal with assemblies, and developing essential capabilities in the sub-D workflows with retopo tools and the selection sets. Really, hopefully, these are of value to people in the way you're working. This is all available today. It's been available for several months now in Autodesk account. And if you're looking for further information about what's going on with the Autodesk products for the Design Studio, go and have a look at the Design Studio blog. There's things being posted there regularly every few days. And I think there's a lot of information there for every level of person interacting with the software. So thanks for your time. Hopefully these have been of interest, and watch out for some of the next videos as I post them. Thanks a lot.